Hello again, students. This is Dr. Jeremy McDonald for the second video where we are going to cover steps 1 through 3. So as you can see here in this folder, I've downloaded the necessary files that we talked about that in the first video. And you can certainly go back to the first video and identify the files that you need, or you can just simply look here at the screen and go ahead and either download them. You can use one of the school laptops and access the P drive and access them. Really, the decision is up to you. So that's the first direction, is to go into the group and get the files. Second step is to name it with your last name underscore first name. Many of you fail to do that step. The important thing to remember about the certification is you have to do the steps exactly as they ask you to, otherwise you will not get any credit. So there is no partial credit. There is no credit for creativity, for coming up with a better way to do what they wanted or a different way to do it. You simply either do it the way they have asked, or you don't get credit. So if I were to say Jeremy McDonald on the file name, if I were to say McDonald space Jeremy, that would be no credit. I would get no points for direction number 2. So please go back and look at your file. Make sure it's last name underscore, which is simply the button to the right of the 0 key on any QWERTY keyboard, and you would just do a shift and then press the underscore key, and you're good to go. So now I've saved it. You can see up here I got my name, I got the underscore, it looks just like it says in number 2, so now I'm ready to move into number 3. The easiest way to do that, again, is to go to the downloaded files, or if you're on the school computer at school, you can just open up the P drive, and then what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to drag and drop this in. Please note, nowhere in the directions, and nowhere in my demonstrating this am I asking you to copy and paste. You're going to get this weird blank thing if you copy and paste. That's not what I'm asking you to do. Okay? Drag and drop it in from your download folder. Alright, so we have the DBCR black.png file. And now we need to change the size for the height to be 0.6 and the width to be 1.0 and the position in the top left. This is going to be one of the key skills that you will need to do in order to pass the certification. You need to be able to understand the layout and to use common sense on where to look for things. You're not going to have everything memorized, so you're not going to just be able to say, oh, I know exactly where that is. There's going to be lots of questions that it's going to ask you that you're going to have to look at the screen and figure out. How do you do that? I'm looking at a picture. It's asking me to do something with the formatting of the picture, so Picture Format tab would be probably the best place to start. If it's not there, then I would have to look somewhere else. But that would be a good place to start. And it's asking me to change the size, and I see this nice size window. So, you know what? That looks like it's a good place to be. And here it is, height. So I'm going to change the height to 0.6. Now the aspect ratio is locked. And so you're going to see it say 1.01, and you may think, close enough. But again, you have to follow directions exactly for the certification exam. So just to be double sure, I would go back through and fix it, and there you go. Next, it asks me to do position in the top left. I'm in the picture format. I feel like this is where I need to stay, and look at that, position. It all kind of makes sense, right? So click on the down arrow, top left. Well, this one looks like it's in the top left, and when I select it, you get a nice little Windows tip that says position top left. So I'm going to do that. And now I'm going to get ready for step 4, which asks me to create a level 1 heading entitled Don Bosco Cristo Rey. We'll get to that here in a second as I scroll. So here we are. We're now in step 4. Create a level 1 heading. Don Bosco Cristo Rey must be center justified at the top of the page, which is why I moved who we are down. And now we're going to change, and then we need to change the font to Times New Roman, black and bold. So hopefully you remember that the that from previous classes. And I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so we can see our styles. That our heading 1 is always going to be here in styles. I could have left that there and done the drop down, but I wanted you to see this. Alright, so now it says, so I selected level 1 heading. Good to go, right? Center justified. So I'm going to put center justified. Okay. Change the font to Times New Roman. I'll wait for my font menu to open up. I don't see it in one of my easy picks, so I will scroll down to Times New Roman. It's in alphabetical order. If you go past it, no big deal. You just go back up to it. Then it says bold. Wait for my computer to catch up. So it's bold. Now I'm going to select my black font because it asked for black font. Notice it did not say anything about the font size. It just asked you to change to Times New Roman, black and bold. So I am not changing the font size. It has asked me specifically for the 3 things, Times New Roman, black and bold, and not the 4th, the font size. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave it as is. Okay, so this is the second video for you guys, steps 1 through 4. The next video is going to cover 5 through 9, and then then 2 more videos, 10 and 11, and then 12 through 15. If you have any questions, of course, please find myself or Mr. Felix. We'd be glad to help you out. Thank you.